Okay guys, wanted to go over a few things with staking, how to stake a claim. Yeah, so when you're out staking, you're physically marking a boundary. The first thing is to choose a good axe. You want one that doesn't have too short of a handle. The shorter the handle, the more likely that you'll put it into your knee. So a longer handle's good. Also, you want the blade to be as big or bigger than the size of the post that you have to make. So in Northwest Territories, it's 4 centimeters. This blade is definitely big enough. Another thing is how you hold the axe. You want a happy medium between having the control of holding the axe firmly, as well as the benefit of having the momentum of like a baseball or a golf swing, where you're using the momentum to do the work for you. Going to go over the basics of making a claim post. So the first thing you do when you get to where you're going to make your claim post is you just want to clear the area. Make sure there's nothing in your way that's gonna grab the axe and put it into your body. So I like to just clear the branches. Okay, so the first thing you want to do, make sure the tree's big enough. Take your compass out and measure it. We need a 4 centimeter post, and this post is about 8 centimeters. So that's good. You want the post bigger than what the finished size is going to be. The other thing you need to do is just check where north, south, east, west is, because your post needs to be squared off. Each side should be in line with north, south, east, west. So, okay, so north is about here on this face. Now, it's better to make a standing post. It will last longer, but you can make a post out of a tree that's already cut down, or you could bring one in some cases if it's beside a road like this one is. And you always start at the bottom and you make about 45-degree cuts. And you go up the tree and you square it off nice. And I like to do it, you know, maybe about nose height for when I go to cut the tree off. Makes a nice square side, and it depends on the type of tree. Some of them are really easy, like this is a balsam, so it's actually really easy to make. And now I'm gonna do that on each side. Some sides can be a little bit tricky, like this one there's a tree to the side, so I just have to be careful as I do it. Also keep in mind, trees shrink. If they're green and you cut a post, they'll shrink. So, in a couple years or whatever with the sun. All right, now it's time to cut this post down. And I want to do my upswing first, because if I do my downswing first, then the tree could crack down the middle. Okay. What I want is a nice point, because if it's a nice point, it'll shed the water and this post will last years longer than if it's not a nice point. Okay, so we've made our post. This is going to be the northeast one because it's the northeast corner. And the northeast one is the very first tag in your set of tags. So you get these tags from the mining recorder's office. And you just break them apart like that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to write on them the information you need to write. And I find it's easier if you first put this on the post and then write it. Here we go. If you get aluminum shingling nails, they don't rot. I've got my northeast one corner, and if you remember, the northeast corner is actually special because, do you remember? Because on the northeast one corner, you have to write your start and your finish. And it doesn't matter what order you do the claim in, you have to write start and finish on northeast one. So this is claim 11191. And then I can give it a name. So I'm gonna say NWT is cool. That's my claim name. Staked by, so I'll say Jessica Bjorkman. And I just use the nail to scratch all this in. And then I have to put my license number. Staked for, well, in this case, actually, I'm staking it for myself. I'm the prospector. We are going to say that I am just starting this claim. We'll just say it's 4:30 p.m. And I'm going to say the date I started, which is October 28th, 2020. So when I finish this claim, I would come back and I would write the date completed and the time completed. And if I don't finish writing that, then this claim is not valid until I write a completion time. The other thing you can see on this is a witness post distance. If I were at a lake shore and the post happens to be in the lake, that's when I would fill in the witness post distance. And I would just say how many meters I need to go to get out on that lake. If I were able to put the post there, what would it be? You know, is it 200 meters south? Then that's what I'd write, 200 meters south. Anyways, so I got all that completed. Another thing I like to do is to always flag a post, because the post is the legal boundary. It's what defines where the claim will be. If it ever goes as far as to be a mine, this post is extremely important. So I flag it and I'm good to go. And then as I said, I would end up staking to the south there. So I'll show you that line, but for now, this post is done. Okay, so we're standing here at the northeast corner, which means that I'm going to head to the south or to the west. The claim is going to be here. So if I go south, then I'm getting to which corner? I'm getting to the southeast 2. If I go to the west, I'm going to be getting to the northwest 4. So this claim's here, and you always face the tag towards the next post. In this case, this is a number 1. It's facing towards number 2. It's on this south side. Another thing we can talk about is making a line. Okay, we'll say we're at the number 1 post, which means I would be going south from here. Remember to adjust for magnetic declination. Puts me, I kind of get an idea in my mind and try to pick something in the background that I'm going to go to. All right. So you want to blaze both sides of the trees along the way that you're staking. Because I'm close to the post, I want to put a bit of extra flagging than I normally would. It's better to flag branches because branches don't grow as much as the trunk of the tree will grow. Okay, so you get the idea. You try to make a straight line and try to flag so that people can follow it, and I would just keep going until I got to the number 2 post. Just going to turn this around so you can see the claim line. So you see that heading off into the distance, and you can see I've actually blazed and flagged this really well, and it's still hard to see, right? So, and you can only spend so much time making a good claim line or else you won't get anywhere. So you need to be able to see at least 2 blazes or flags down the line, or else you're not doing enough work, because these ribbons are all going to fade as well. They're going to get, you know, much duller, the color, and the blazes will no longer be white. They'll be black, and they'll heal themselves over, and so they'll be much harder to see. Another thing that you can take note of is in the bush, depending on how the blaze looks, you can tell how old the line is. So one thing I always recommend checking is if you do have to tie on to another person, is check when did they stake the line, because If they staked it 10 years ago, then you're expecting these blazes to be really grown over, black, and they're not going to be easy to see. If they staked it a month ago, then the claim's going to look much more like it does here today. I hope that was really helpful. Hopefully you're able to stake your own claim. It's really enjoyable. You get to see parts of the country that you'd never see otherwise. So I hope that y'all get to try it out.